To make this lesson, brothers and sisters, practical and meaningful, I want to urge us to be willing to unpack circumstances and situations in our lives that can restrict in time of need the faith that is so important to have. Many times we are not able to refer to our faith in Jesus because our lives are so flooded with circumstances that have been unresolved and with situations that have perhaps gone by but have not been unpacked, so that no longer do they have a hold on us in the present. Sometimes it demands that painful need to forgive people who have harmed us, or are perhaps still harming us. It could be physical. It could be emotional. It could be psychological. But if perhaps we will sense the value of unpacking all of that so that we might be released from its grip, from its impact, and so that more so we can fill ourselves up with valuable resource that comes from God, that can guide us into a purposeful and meaningful lifestyle and eventual destiny with Him. I pray for this desire if you don't have it. And if you do, I pray that you will experience the spiritual enlightenment that will come as a result. Have you ever noticed how quickly life situations and circumstances can change? Changes that can take your emotions either up or down in the blink of an eye, in the quickness of a moment. In contrast, have you noticed that some people, they can go through trying times with emotional ease until a crisis arrives that tosses them into distress. From where I sit, none of us are immune from having tough times in life. We might have those sunshiny days, but there will be those seasons when the clouds come and stormy times arrive. Let me offer you a little dose of reality. Imagine just going along. Everything is fine. And all of a sudden, something will jar the very life out of you. It could pertain to something personal. something that exclusively attacks, infiltrates your well-being. It only has an effect on you. You see, usually when you're going through something that only affects you, typically other folk don't understand what you're dealing with. They cannot relate, perhaps, to the depth and the breadth of your situation, which only seems to make the matters even more difficult to cope with. It could be family related. It could be that we've been moving along as a family with the kids age 3, 4, and 5, and we're in control and we're managing, and everything seems to be all right. And we get to 6, 7, 8, and 9, and we notice the kids are getting a little more feisty, a little more difficult to manage, and we have to grow and mature and deal with some intense circumstances. And then when they get 15, 16, 17, and 18, and further, all of a sudden, we are taken into some crisis. It might be economic. It might be medical or otherwise. Regardless, its tenacity triggers a reaction of doubt and fear, spinning us around emotionally in circles. While all this, brothers and sisters, may be occurring, there is no immediate resorting to faith in God, because we have not embraced our relationship with Him in obedience and service, in loyalty and in love. You see, if there's any time that we need to be able to depend on God with faith, it's when those unsuspecting winds of life start to blow in our direction. When a storm starts to rock our boat to such a degree, we're thinking about it tipping, and everybody ending up in the depths of the ocean. Particularly, it's disastrous when you don't know how to swim. Being able to appeal to a history, a legacy of faith, to be assured, to be confident that wherever we're going through, God is going to allow us to arrive safely at our destination. What will this condition, however, that leaves us without faith, what does it do to people who are facing them? The scriptures symbolize this life happening as a storm, a common experience to all of us as human beings. The picture that is offered here in the text is expressed by a situation the Lord's disciples, the apostles, dealt with You see, I know that if Jesus hand-picked disciples went through storms of such difficulty that it produced anxiety and fear in them, then I know that you and I can have such experiences that can intimidate